Namaste and welcome to the second segment of my Kedarnath Badrinath trip. By 8 am on the 6th of October 2018, a beautiful chilling Saturday morning, temperature around 10 degrees Celsius, we left the hotel to the Heritage Aviation Helipad Center at Gupta Kashi after having a light breakfast from the hotel. There was another team of 4 friends along with whom this part of the trip was conceived, and they had chosen for pony rides instead of the helicopter option. One may even walk the full stretch. As I had a hurting stiff knee much before the trip, helicopter was a safe bet, and the two pals of my group also wanted the same. At the helipad center was a long waiting period during which we sang a few bhajans. The helicopter trip takes around 9 minutes, and by 11 am we reached the Kedarnath temple. As my travel buddy had already been to Kedarnath before, she called up the priest who had helped them in the last trip. He received us right at the helipad and we walked towards the temple, which takes less than 10 minutes. Close to the temple, we went to a shop where we could leave our footwear and bought a puja thali for 250 rupees. I was wearing two layers of thermals, one from Decathlon and another from Amazon. Both were not woolen, but did claim to be very good for this kind of extreme climate. I was wearing two pairs of socks, a waterproof winter jacket, and a pair of waterproof shoes from Decathlon. With all this and the initial experience of cold at Kedarnath, it did look a good enough preparation from my side. But wait for some time, it wouldn't hold any ground. As I stepped out of the shop without a pair of socks or footwear, I got the first out and out iciest touch in a long time, but it did feel deeply invigorating and enlivening. Anyone would pause to wonder the amicability or the aloofness that some of the sannyasis have developed towards extremely low temperatures like this, and they would sit still in meditation like a rock with just a single piece of cloth or dhoti, or not even that, like a bunch of Nanga Babas. I saw a few of them in both Kedarnath and Badrinath. Reaching near the temple, there was no queue extending outside, but it was tightly packed inside. The priest helped us to do the puja and offerings at all the places to the satisfaction of our hearts. After stepping out of the temple, we did a parikrama and I was able to do a good quality video call to my home. It felt so nice to have my family walk along with me, having a glimpse of the temple against the backdrop of the majestic snow-clad mountains. After the great puja and darshan, we just wanted to sit outside the temple in the open for some time. But the priest told us that the weather was getting snowy and we should hurry. So we sat there for a short span in the beingness of the moment, followed by Om chanting, which was anchoring and liberating at once. Wow, that has to be the magic of the place. Then, after having a quick chai biscuit refreshment at the shop and wearing back the footwear, we started climbing up towards the helicopter center. By then it started raining ice pellets and the cold was getting bitter by every step. The queue for the helicopter booking was already very long and in no time they closed the booking due to overcast weather and snow. With this we decided to have some food time. The roti, paratha, rajma, curry, everything was beyond comparison to anything that I have had before. And the tea was awesome too. The temperature went down to chilling windy freeze and we felt unbearable cold all over. But the hot tasty food and tea pepped us up. And we started singing old Bollywood melodies and I felt ecstatic and blissed out. The shopkeepers loved our songs too. Intermittently, the sky cleared up a little and the helicopter services resumed. By this time, the current flight ticket number was at 2 and ours was 15, which meant so much more of waiting. By now, the cold had become unbearable with the temperature dropping to minus 3 degrees Celsius. We requested the shopkeeper to allow us to sit inside their tent. We also asked the priest if he could arrange few blankets or a room for rent, but nothing worked out. Even inside the tent, the cold was piercing the bones. I kind of withdrew deep inside, not hearing or feeling anything anymore. My buddies got worried at my non-responsive numb state. I didn't know how long I sat there like that until suddenly I heard my name called. It seems my friend was rushing to get us to the helipad and in the blink of an eye, I realized that we were flying back. Apparently, my vigilant, observant buddy got a cue and she rushed to meet the new counter booking personnel who agreed to let us flee in the last trip of the day. It was 4 p.m. and the weather was terribly bad.
Yesterday we had never imagined today will be like this.
Yeah.
Reaching back to the hotel, we were awestruck at how we got saved in the nick of time. We couldn't think of the consequences of not having gotten into that last sneaked in helicopter ride. Speaking of me, my stiff and immobile knees and incompetent winter wear would neither allow me to avail a return pony ride nor have a night stay uphill. While having a lovely dinner at the hotel's dining hall, we met our friends who too had returned around the same time after the darshan. And it struck us hard to hear that all through their pony ride they had no rain nor any unbearable cold, except for the body pain and soreness which is to be expected out of the to and fro bumpy ride. Anyways, that marks the end of the day. We retired into our own worlds and slipped into sound sleep. Tomorrow we go back to Rudraprayag. See you there. Thanks for watching. Bye.